So, I had a date today. I got dressed up all cute, did my makeup, thought I looked fantastic. Of course, I took it all off. I look like garbage now, but I was super excited. And I met up with this man. And after we parted ways, the date was over, he texted me and said that he doesn't want a second date because he feels like I looked older than he anticipated.
Fatality.
Brah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That man was brutally honest. I almost felt bad for this woman. Almost. Why don't I feel bad for her, you may ask? Well, for one thing, she does look like she's in her 50s. Another thing is women don't have a problem telling men they are too short or if they look creepy. I am a fond believer in equality. That goes for the positives and the negatives. And this one is definitely a reality check with a vengeance. Hold up, she's 40?
No way!
I don't want to sound cruel, but she should have started that skincare routine a long while back. But this once again shows the different dynamics in the daily lives of men and women. Men will be blunt with their male friends. I've been told by my friends, "Dude, your cologne smells like Chewbacca's armpits. Spend some money on some quality products, you cheap bum." And I'm grateful for them for getting me off the cheap discount products. But women will never be equally honest with their female friends, and this sets them up for failure. What's even worse, women demand honesty from men, and when they get it, like the lady in this video, well, what can I say but boom, devastation. Ladies, be cautious of what you ask for. You just might get it. Do you want to plan a vacation getaway, but you're not sure where to get the best deals? With Cheap Flights Fares, finding cheap flights has never been easier. At Cheap Flight Fares, they understand how important it is to find and book the lowest travel deals. To offer their customers the best available flights, they have partnered with top airlines and travel suppliers. Their team of travel experts work round the clock with their partners to bring you the cheapest air tickets to destinations in the US and across the globe. Click the link in the description to plan your next trip and use their ongoing promo code of CJ20 for discounts on special events and festivals.
A girlfriend recently asked me for some dating app advice, and I had a lot to say, so I thought I'd just share it here. This advice is only going to be pertinent to the girls that are actually looking for relationships. Number one, pictures. There is a direct correlation between the amount of that are shown and boys that end up matching you. If you're wanting to catch a high value man's attention, leave a little to the imagination.
Ladies, there's a fine line between presenting yourself as a snack and presenting yourself as a nun. I agree with her when she said, leave something to the imagination, but I caution, don't use only close-up facial pics. The key words to remember are high value man. In other words, you are competing with other women for him. Best advice, look attractive with a mixture of close-up and full body pics. Remember, no one's going to be interested in buying a box without knowing what is inside of it.
Number two, don't match with more than 5 guys a week. This just goes back to the paradox of choice. The more options we have, the less we are able to make decisions, and the less happy we are with the decisions that we do finally make.
And this shows the difference between men and women on dating apps. Women actually think men get as many replies as they do on dating apps. That could not be further from the truth. Data provided by Tinder, link in the description, shows a huge disparity of matches per day as women get an average of 7 messages a day, and the top 10% of men on the same dating app get less than that. Yes, the average woman gets more choices than the top 10% of men. The point is, ladies, even though you get the pick from the top 10% of men, so does every other woman in that app. Think about that.
Number 3, limit communication on the app. If you're interested in a guy, give him your number as soon as possible. Tell him you're not on the app that often and that he can call you whenever he's available. If he texts you, do not respond. If he tries to connect with you on another app, block him. The instructions were clear.
I agree 100% with her on that. This will save you from catfishing and also allows you to get direct to the point. Some of you may have an issue with giving out your number. If that is the case, find another way to verbally communicate, but this is important for vetting.
Number 4, planning the date. Never allow a man access to making plans with you the day of. This is less about playing games than you think. Ideally, you would have enough going on in your life that it would be impossible for you to change plans the last minute. But even if you do not have something going on, it is important that you create boundaries when you first begin dating. We teach people how to treat us. You are teaching your partner that they do not have unlimited access to you without any trust built.
That goes both ways, and trust being the key word. First dates should be at coffee shops, parks, or any other places that are comparable to those locations. Set boundaries on her too, as she doesn't have unlimited access to your finances. Don't reward her without her earning that level of trust. In other words, if she's not in a relationship with you, then she doesn't get relationship benefits.
Number 5, trick yourself out of the performance mindset that a lot of women have on a first date by convincing yourself that this is just like meeting up with a new friend. View it as an opportunity to meet someone new and learn about them and understand who they are as a person in this world. This mind hack definitely helps to relieve any pre-date anxiety and diminishing any post-date expectations.
I would say that was not the best advice for women, for the fact that it means she will be automatically putting the guy in a friend zone. Once a man is in a woman's friend zone, it's hard to get out of it. Also, a high-value man with experience will know when he is being friend zoned. He isn't on a date to make a new buddy. He's on a date to vet her as possible relationship material. I don't know about you ladies, but if you treat him like a friend on a date and then hook up with him later, you just set the standard for a friend with benefits, not him. Hey, as the saying goes, you got a friend in me. Moving on.
This is why I don't do dating apps. I had just got out of a 3-year relationship, and you know what they say. The best way to get over someone is to get under someone.
This is off to an awesome start. She is definitely marriage material. Don't any of you watching right now dare judge her, especially when she's under someone. I mean, let's listen to what else she has to say.
I downloaded Hinge, I got to swiping, and I matched with a cutie. We started talking, and we finally set a date to meet. I decided that I was going to drive to him, and let me just say, I am so glad I decided to do that. The date finally came. He asked me 3 times that day if I were still coming. He also asked me where I wanted to eat. At the time, I wasn't familiar with LA, so I just told him a couple different foods that I enjoyed. But I finally made it, and the second he opened my car door, I knew I fucked up.
I'm sorry, that was very unprofessional of me. Not really. She figured she was fed up when the door opened. I'm going to assume it was because he wasn't Chad/Tyrone enough. The first clue was when she said he asked her 3 times where she wanted to eat. Gentlemen, if you are going to do a dinner date, don't ask her what she wants. Just plan it and tell her where she is going to go. If you want to ask her if she has food allergies first, fine. But you have to show confidence and leadership by planning it.
1, he lied about his height. I'm sorry, short kings are not my type. 2, whatever cologne he was wearing, he literally showered in it. 3, he hopped in my car and proceeded to ask me where I wanted to go eat. Sir, you had all day to figure out where we were going to go eat, and also, why am I driving? I just came from Huntington. You should be the one driving.
Gentlemen, if you're going to go out with a woman this classy, I have to point out she has several points I agree with. If you're going to lie about your height, at least wear some boots. Really, guy. Again, don't ask her where she wants to eat. Just take her there. Also, either have her hop in your car or ask her if you can drive her car. That last one will sound a little risky, but it shows her you are a take charge kind of guy. Not to mention, women would much rather be passengers even in their own cars. Believe me on that one.
Ended up at a food court type of place. Not even 3 minutes later, he had the audacity to ask me, have you decided what you wanted to eat? I was still looking at the menu from the first restaurant. Once we got our food, we decided to take it back to his place. Horrible idea. All he could talk about was money, and he kept trying to brag to me about how he was paying $4K for a studio apartment. Who cares? All I could do was watch the clock and think of any excuse I could use to try to get out of it. He finally got at the idea that he wasn't going to be getting any dessert and finally walked me out.
That guy had very little game. Gentlemen, never brag about your money even to the easiest girl on the block, i.e. the young woman in this video. If you have a high income, let her discover it, like by picking her up in your fancy car, or taking her back to your fancy studio, or have an impressive wine collection. The point is, let her stay in the mindset that you are not just successful, but you have an aura of mystery. But to be honest, this woman could probably be impressed with a sushi dinner, an Uber ride home, and a fifth of vodka. Just saying. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.